Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Thursday, March 30. In Cameron, Dutch Boy, Fresh, Trot Wam in the house, ready to break down the Thursday card. We send our best wishes to Derl. He's usually with us on Thursdays. He's battling positive COVID test, so hopefully he's feeling better in the next few days. He's just, that's what I keep hearing. You're just a little run down. You're a little, lacking energy. That's what I kind of hear with a lot of people that test positive. So hopefully Durrell's back on his feet, feeling better in the next couple of days. He'll be back with us hopefully next Thursday. But we got 7 games to break down. It was a great night on the show. We should pat ourselves on the back. It was a really good Wednesday night for the Pub Hub crew last night. I mean, we had the Sixers team total and the full game over against the Knicks, courtesy of Ski Profit. Pelicanos got it done. Blew out the Kings. Dutch's freshest look. Very good night overall. Miami Heat, for me, plus the points. They blew the game straight up. Way to go, Gabe Vincent. You got to get the ball in bounds there late in that game. Like I said on Twitter, if that's Kyle Lowry at point last night, not Gabe Vincent, they close that game out and they win. Because obviously that's a steady hand. That's a veteran at the point guard spot who wouldn't have probably made that mistake in that spot. But tough loss for Miami, but they cover the number. That's now 16-4 for me. Best bets the last 20 on the show. 80%, 16-4. It's been one hell of a run. So see if we can keep it going tonight. It was a nice night last night, but it's what have you done for me lately? It's the way it always works in this biz. So let's get to it with Thursday's card, starting with Chicago and Atlanta. We've got the Bulls 1-2-point road favorites in this game right now. Total 231 across the board. This actually opened a little bit higher here, but some money's come in on the Atlanta Hawks here in this game. When you look at the situation, obviously for the Bulls, they're still without Ball, Caruso, Williams. Those three have been out for a long period of time, and they still are for the Chicago Bulls. The Atlanta Hawks, meanwhile, Trae Young listed as a game-time decision. Collins looks like he's going to be out once again, but Trae Young didn't participate in shoot-around this morning for the Atlanta Hawks, so his status all of a sudden a little bit in doubt for this matchup tonight against the Bulls. As far as the situation goes with these two teams, of course, the Bulls are trying to bounce back. They had a tough loss against Miami, more so because, we talked about going into that game. They've struggled to beat some really good teams lately. You look at the losses, Philly, Phoenix, Memphis, Miami, all of those teams very good. They haven't been able to beat any of them. Meanwhile, Atlanta coming off a 107-98 loss to the Boston Celtics on Tuesday night. They'll be looking to bounce back from that. So both of these teams off losses here. Bulls 6-1-1 ATS off a loss. I definitely lean Chicago here for sure, but I want to see if Trae Young's in or not for the Atlanta Hawks. This is a team I think they can beat because, we've seen them already play Atlanta 3 times this year, twice in December, once about 2 weeks ago, close to that range, and Chicago won and covered all 3 games head-to-head against the Atlanta Hawks. So, I think Chicago finds a way, gets the win. I like it more, though, if Young is not in. But if he is in, you're probably going to want to bet wait. If he's ruled out, you're definitely going to want to bet Chicago now because that number is going to move. So I would still only look at the Bulls in this spot as far as I'm concerned. Dutch, what do you think here, Chicago, Atlanta?
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and DJs for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Hey, be sure to hit that motherfucking like button. Like I just hit that playing the Gushers. It's going to get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Hey, big shout out to Zachary, J. Peasy. I see you, my dude. Joshua Chapman, Jay Wills. Everybody, take one moment and share the motherfucking video. Ian put out a tweet. We all retweeted. Y'all motherfuckers like it, retweet it. Be muchly appreciated. Yeah, like I said on the bag, the show this morning, man, we missed the boat really if you want Atlanta. And I still believe, the reason why I disagree with you, Ian, to be honest with you, is because Chicago does have, Milwaukee on deck. That's a big game, I believe. They beat Atlanta 3 times already this year. It's extremely hard to beat a team 4 times, especially a team in Atlanta who obviously doesn't have JC. I don't know. The shoot-around thing is a little suspect, Ian, that you touched on with Trae, but I was believing that, and by the way the number has moved, I was believing he will suit up, and obviously it doesn't mean he's not. So that's a question mark, but I think you'd have to only look Atlanta here, and obviously I believe you missed the boat. So right now it's kind of an exotic wood for me. Atlanta is 5-0 ATS last 5 at the house versus a team with a winning home record, so they play up to their competition at the house of late, and they're 10-2 against the number overall last 12 at the house. So I wouldn't be rushing to bet Chicago here. I do believe Chicago is a better team. I just simply believe it's kind of a spot play here, with obviously Milwaukee on deck, and then obviously them beating Chicago 3 times already this year.
Yeah, it is very difficult to beat a team 4 in a row. There's no doubt. So again, monitor Trae Young's status for sure. I mean, I don't want to speculate in or out, in or out. You never know with this league. You never know right up until a tip off. So yeah, you would think the money coming in on Atlanta is a telltale sign potentially that he's going to play Trae Young, but you never know with this league. He could be they might be leading people on right now to playing, and then next thing you know, 10 minutes before tip off, Trae Young out, not playing. So don't get got. Wait until you get 100% concrete, accurate information about whether he's going to play. I actually do like this game to go over the total as well. I'm going to add that to my card. I forgot to mention that, but I think you're going to see probably points. I know Chicago struggled offensively against a great Miami defense. Going to be a different story here. 2 of the 3 head-to-head games have gone over the total. It could be a bounce back for Double D as well, DeMar DeRozan. We talked about how it was going to be much more difficult for him against Miami with the Heat guarding him. Butler, Tucker, and all those guys guarding him, and it was a lot more difficult in that game. Well, now you're playing an Atlanta team that's not known for defense. Probably a good bounce back. And by the way, he got into the 30s, DeMar DeRozan, 2 of the games against Atlanta this year. So probably feels like DeMar DeRozan after that rare game where he gets held below 20 points, probably gets back into the 30s tonight. So that over points prop for DeMar DeRozan looks appealing for me here.
Also,
Wham, what
real
do you
quick,
think?
Ian,
Go
my
ahead.
bad, real fault. The Bulls, just to follow up on that, the Bulls are 3-8 straight up last 11 on the road, so they haven't really handled business
Yep.
on the road either. So with Milwaukee on deck, I would tread lightly here.
And you can argue that outside of the win against Toronto, which was, Toronto was in a back-to-back, tough spot there. Other than that, Atlanta's, kind of like we talked about with Milwaukee yesterday. They've struggled to beat anybody good lately. Orlando, well, Cleveland's a decent win, but Cleveland had been struggling at that time, and then Indiana. So we'll see if Atlanta can step up here tonight. Wham, Bulls and Hawks.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of in torn between this game. Obviously, without knowing what Trae Young is going to do in this game, you don't want to make a decision. So I haven't made a decision on this game, but I am leaning towards the Hawks as well. If he is in the lineup, I do agree with Dutch there. I don't think you're going to be able to sweep them with Trae Young in the lineup. But if he's not in the lineup, yeah, the sweep is coming, bro, because it's only right. Especially like you mentioned, Ian, I do expect DeMar DeRozan to go over 28.5 points. So not be held to less than 30 today. You know what I mean? Not against this team. Both teams have been shooting a little bit bad. So I would think more so the under rather than the over. So I do kind of disagree with you there. But nothing again. I haven't bet on this game. So until I know what's going on, it's going to be potentially a backwood exotic until we find out what's going on with Trae.
All right, good stuff. Next up, we've got Miami and Brooklyn. And boy, we've got a lot of stuff moving parts with this game tonight. Heat and Nets. Brooklyn 1.5-point home favorites, 221.5 the total in this game. And obviously for Miami, they're on a back-to-back. It was a very, very emotional, intense game with Milwaukee last night. Down to the wire. Bucks steal it at the end, 120-119, a game winner by Drew Holiday with time expiring to give the Milwaukee Bucks that victory. Tough one for Miami. Now they're on a back-to-back, and it looks like we've got a bunch of people potentially ruled out tonight, potentially won't play, that is. Butler's a game-time decision. P.J. Tucker's a game-time decision. Max Strus is a game-time decision as well for the Heat, and Kyle Lowry remains out as well for the Miami Heat tonight in this game against Brooklyn. So definitely some concerns. And, I actually had an interest in Miami because I still think they're a lot better than Brooklyn. It's not like we can trust Brooklyn at all, especially at home right now. I mean, the home record continues to be absolutely pathetic for the Brooklyn Nets. Home games, they've just been dreadful. Of course, with this game being in Brooklyn, you're not going to see Kyrie Irving tonight because of the vaccination policy in the state. So he's out. Drummond's a game-time decision. Good news is KD has returned, and he'll play tonight for Brooklyn. But a lot of unknowns right now at this point in time for the Miami Heat. And off the loss they had last night and not knowing who's going to suit up, it's difficult now to get involved with the Heat or get involved in this game in general at this point in time. So it's a backwood for me with Miami and Brooklyn. Happy to cash my Miami best bet. I thought it was a great number, great spot. They'd be up for that game. It would have that playoff feel to it. That no way Milwaukee's going to win by margin against that team. It played out perfectly. I'm taking that money and I'm running a Steve Miller Band would say, "Go on, take the money and run." That's what I'm doing, taking the money, and I'm running away from this game. Wham, what do you think here, Miami, Brooklyn?
Hey, shout out to Ski saying Dutch had the right hat on earlier this morning on Jimmy's show. It's funny. He had a Laker hat on, y'all. Hint, hint. See where my guy's going there. But I don't think it's going to be any defense for this Brooklyn Nets team, so I don't want to touch it as much as bad as they've been lately. They're bottom in defensive rating over the last 5 games. I don't think Kate is going to help. I mean, maybe Drummond is going to help. He did play pretty good defense against Giannis, the way they squeak out that win against them. To close out that game. I remember just a block that he did there. So he will be probably back in the game. He is probable today. So I do think that is a boost there. But efficiency is what is the problem with this Nets team, man. Like without Kyrie, they wouldn't be able to score in the last game. So I think with Katie coming back, it's going to help them for sure. So them being 28th in defensive and effective field goal percentage over the last 5 games, I think that may be going up a little bit with KD back. So I kind of would lean towards this Brooklyn Nets team. I think KD is a big difference in that regard. I just don't think that they're going to be able to score. Are we going to get the same team from the Heat from yesterday? Is my question. But I haven't bet this game, so it is in the backwood here. I'm leaning the Nets. Just haven't made it official, but that's the way I'm going. I believe KD is enough difference, maybe not on the defensive side, but just enough to get over this points to cover the spread. So I think they win today outright. So that's the way I'm thinking.
All right, good stuff there. Dutch, what do you think here, Miami, Brooklyn?
Yeah, but hey, big shout out to our guy Simba, Zachary, Nasty Ned. I see you, Tiffany. Yeah, what I got Eric Chang said he just went back. I came back from Cabo. Hey, my God,
Hey.
dig it. Good to have you back. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. And you say you're out there for a wedding. I hope it wasn't for your wedding, bro. Hopefully it was you were just attending one, my man. Nah, hey, it's all good. But yeah, this game, man. Where were we at? Yeah, the Heat and the Brooklyn motherfucking Nets, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. The Heat. I like the Heat. This game pisses me off. See, this is why I try not to even think about this motherfucker because I locked it in early. If you seen me this morning in my Lakers hat, looking fresh, but I went to the pool and it just don't feel right putting the same shirt and hat back on after you do that. So we had to switch it up. But yeah, man, I think the motherfucking the Heat are still the play, even though the question marks are still there. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to bet it now when you got half the motherfucking team questionable, because as soon as I bet it and gave it out on Jimmy's show, right when I get off, the line drops to moves from two to minus to 1.5 plus 1.5. So it's crazy, and everyone's questionable. So, but when I look at it, I still look at Brooklyn as a fade at home. Everyone knows no Kyrie. They're bringing KD back in the lineup. Yeah, man, he's the best player in the league, but like he ain't gonna go out there and run 35 minutes his first game back. I'm telling you, Brooklyn is still on cruise control, waiting for Big Ben to get back out there, waiting for Kyrie to get the pass to play at home. Then you'll see this team turn it up to another level. And they've been a fade at home, 0-4 ATS last 4 versus a home team, versus a team with a winning home record. So they're just not that good. They're 1-4 ATS last 5 at home overall, 2-13 ATS last 15 at the house. So they just don't play good basketball at home, and you're getting a Miami team that I believe is angry because of that highway robbery last night after Giannis fucking molested Jimmy Butler, and they didn't call shit. Got out of there with Mr. Drew dropping a little tear off the window and getting out of there with the W. Hey, but we covered. That's all that fucking matters. But we would have liked to hit that money line too. But yeah, man, we're looking to fade the Nets at home. Really, that's what it comes down to. I don't give a fuck who's out there for Miami. I still think my bet's gonna cash. But to tell you guys to go out there and load up on Miami with half of them out there, I don't really want to do that. But they are 6-0 ATS last 7, 6-0-1 last 7 on the road, and 10-5 ATS last 15 in Brooklyn. So they play against these boys well, and I do not believe KD will play more than 25 to 30 minutes tonight. So I would look for a Heat to still win the game.
I hear you. It's staring at me now with Miami and underdog. That why am I not betting them? Why? Even with the guy, like, why am I not betting them? But they're 0-4 ATS on streak on the second of back-to-back games. That's not good. We don't know who's going to be in. It's tough. And you're right. Nets are 24-12 straight up when Kevin Durant plays, and of course he's playing tonight. So look at the difference.
So when Kevin
Durant,
when Kevin Durant is healthy, I mean, he was better than Kevin Durant. I mean, come on now. Like, who's better than him? H-Town say you're not the best player in the league. John Morant's the best player in the league right now. But when it comes down to a healthy, everyone suiting up, KD the motherfucking best player in the league, bro. He's unstoppable. But you know,
Yeah, it's
he got to
huge.
stay healthy. He's starting
Yeah.
to get hurt a little bit too much. So, but when it comes down
Up in
to it,
age.
they're in a talent like KD. But yeah, my fault. Go ahead, for.
There's no denying they've been shit, utter shit without Kevin Durant this year. The Brooklyn Nets. There's no denying it whatsoever. We know the record with him is superb. The record without him is dreadful. It's the way it is for Brooklyn this year. Speaking of dreadful, the Raptors have not had a good time of it against the Detroit Pistons this year. It's been a weird dynamic, not only this year but last couple years against Detroit. They always seem to give Toronto trouble. Will they give Toronto trouble tonight? Raptors 9-point home favorites, 218 the total in this game. Obviously, Toronto had back-to-back wins against Brooklyn. They do have a full capacity once again at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. So the crowd made a difference in that close game the other night. Getting into the game, booing the hell out of Dragic, which was pretty funny. But the Raptors found a way to get the win against Brooklyn in their return home in the first game with a 100% capacity, a full house, sellout crowd in Toronto for the first time in months, which was great to see. Great to see it. Great to hear it. So definitely that's going to be an atmosphere you got to worry about. Toronto's got their home court edge back again. But they haven't had much of an edge against Detroit. I mean, Detroit is 5-0 against the spread against Toronto and 5-0 straight up as well for the Pistons against the Raptors. They have just had this team's number with the series history that's that dominant for the Pistons. You know, Pistons +9 is the way I'm going in this game. It's just in this spot. And look, Detroit's not good, right? Obviously, they've had a tough season, bad season, terrible defensively. There's a big difference defensively with these two teams. You know, but the last few games, we've seen them be competitive, which is good to see. Jeremy Grant, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, you know, they've all played pretty solidly for the Pistons in recent games. And you look at their last 5 games, you guys, actually 6 games, the loss to Washington, they lost by 9. But after that, they went 5-0 against the spread, Detroit. Last 5 games going into this game tonight. They beat Boston right before the break as a big double-digit dog. They beat Cleveland outright as a dog. They hung tough against Boston, lost by 9. They beat Charlotte as a 10-point dog in overtime, and they covered the number in defeat by 3, lost by 3 against Washington. So they haven't necessarily been blown out in recent games, Detroit. They've been competitive. So you factor that in. Raptors off 2 big games against Brooklyn. And Detroit seems to play this team very tough every single time. For me, it's Detroit +9, just based on all of that. So that's the way I'm looking here in this game. Even though the Raptors, you know, they're getting healthier. It looks like Van Vliet tonight, by the way. Thaddeus Young's a game-time decision. Van Vliet's still questionable as he continues to have that knee issue. But looks like for Detroit, they're going to have all their key players available, specifically the 3 I mentioned, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant. They'll all play. So, yeah, the Raptors could bring it tonight because they lost shot to Detroit earlier, but there's just been no evidence of the Raptors not only beating Detroit, but winning by any kind of margin against them. So I'm going to look to the Pistons here just based on that. Dutch, what do you think here, Raptors? There it is. J. Rue. Are you related to J. Rue the Damager? No. J. Rue Murphy, $9.99. We appreciate the dono. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the NBA Pub Hub. Much love to you. Dutch, what do you think here, Detroit, Toronto?
Yeah, man, that's right. Cuban Connect, I see you, my dude. Paulie Walnuts, my guy. Crystal Warren, I see you, girl. 777. All right, my guy. Yeah, man, back with this motherfucker. Though. I'm not betting this shit.
Nice and easy. By the way, the over, you're right. The Pistons games are the only way I'm betting Pistons games right now is over when it comes to the total. They're just not playing great defensively, but their scoring's picked up. So you could see that here tonight in this game. What's Detroit-Toronto been in terms? 4 of the last 5 with Detroit and Toronto head-to-head have gone over the total too. So, yeah, I don't hate that. I think the over might get there at 218. Wham, what do you think?
Yeah, man, this is a backwood for me, but I do agree with you, Ian. The series matchup alone just kind of just screams Pistons here, and you're getting a team that's been playing really competitive since the All-Star break. So I would agree with the +9 there. It's a lot of points. Toronto at home, really much this year haven't really been that good. Even though they got the guys back there, when they did have fans back, it wasn't really that good of a advantage for them. So I'll just say I agree with you there, but I'm gonna stay away from this game.
All right, they're backwood for Dutch and for Wham on this one. All right, Memphis and Boston. Here we go. Pretty good game here. Celtics 2.5-point home favorites, 223.5 the total in this game. Of course, for the Boston Celtics, it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Keep in mind, there is no Jaylen Brown tonight for the Boston Celtics. Ankle injury, missed practice yesterday, and is not going to play here tonight for the Boston Celtics. So obviously, always a big loss when you see no Jaylen Brown on the floor for the Boston Celtics. As far as the Memphis Grizzlies are concerned, they've been off since February 28th, a 118-105 win against San Antonio. That game took place on Monday. So they've had a couple days off here to get themselves ready for this matchup against Boston here. So I'll be honest, I'm wondering what's going on here. What am I missing here with Boston now at 2.5-point home favorites in this game? Jaws playing, Desmond Bane's playing. There's not really any significant injury news here for the Memphis Grizzlies, and I respect the way Boston's played lately. You know, they've played much better, 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games. The losses, they were bad losses, though. The two losses were bad ones. Indiana, Detroit. You really shouldn't be losing to those teams. But they've also had some pretty nice wins as well. They beat Brooklyn twice. They beat Philly and beat down the Philly 135-87. They beat Atlanta at home in their last game, 107-98. So, no, there's no doubt the Celtics are playing better, especially defensively is where they've made significant improvements. But, boy, any team is going to get tested defensively by what Memphis is doing right now. Memphis has been absolutely terrific, shooting the ball, scoring the ball. We know what Ja Morant's done game after game. You know, is he going to hit a wall at some point? You got to think so. I mean, he just seems every night he's just lighting it up. And it seems at some point he's going to have a down game or a little bit of a cold streak, or the shooting numbers are have to decline or regress just a little bit for the guy at some point, but it just hasn't happened yet. I don't know. It's just, why the hell is it moving toward Boston? Like I say, a line move doesn't really scare me off a game. I think it's too much of a line move. If I'm betting this game now, it's Memphis plus the 2.5 or +3. I think it's gone carried away now with what we're seeing toward Boston here. And like I say, this is always, it gets you thinking twice, pausing a little bit when you see this kind of line move. But I think Memphis, just get the best number you can, and I'll be looking at the Grizzlies. That's what I'm going to look at here. Wham, what do you think? Memphis, Boston.
Yeah, maybe some square money on Boston right now. I believe. I think you caught it right there. I mean, it is Jason Tatum's birthday, so the casual fan may be thinking, "Hey, he's going to win on his birthday." It's about what his teammates going to allow him to do. Without Jaylen Brown, bro, who's going to pick up the pieces? Usually, you know, when I think of Boston, I'm going straight to Marcus Smart, but I held up a little bit on this one just based off of what I think I'm going to see from the Memphis Grizzlies here. I think Memphis Grizzlies is just pretty much the deepest team in the league. I think they played the best so far this calendar year, even though they haven't been streaking as of like the Suns were earlier. I just believe that this Memphis team is really good, and I think what we've seen for them is what we're going to get from the rest of the season. Boston without Jaylen Brown, I don't think it's going to be that much. It's not going to be that much of a drop off, but it's enough of a drop off to say what's the reason for them being favored in this spot. I think it should be more like a pick 'em here. So I do think I am going to take the +2.5. I am going to take the +2.5. This is an official bet for me. And you know how I cap the Memphis games, bro. I'm going straight to the points in the paint. What are they doing in points in the paint? Now, this team is a great defense. We all know that. Ranked 6th in points in the paint, what they're allowing to opponents over the last 5 games. I'm expecting them to probably give up a little bit more than 46.6. So if that's the case, I'm thinking that that's enough for me to just go ahead. And I think if they get to 50 to 55, 60 points in the paint, which I expect that Memphis is going to do in this game, they're going to win the game. So I do like Memphis to win this game outright. I am taking the +2.5. That's official bet for me.
All right, Memphis plus 2.5. It's hard to turn down. And by the way, they're perfect 7-0 ATS, 2 days of rest. Like I say, it's not.
Oh yeah,
it's
I
a
want
rare.
to add that to my fault, bro. My fault, Babano. As well, like you mentioned, off of 2 days rest or more, they're killing, bro, on the ATS side. Rest advantage 13-5 against the spread, but with 2 days or more, they're 10-2. So in this particular scenario, they're 10-2 ATS. They're covering at a crazy ass clip, bro. And without your star guy, Jaylen Brown, I just think that's a lot to pile up on these guys. So my fault, Babano. I forgot I didn't say that. My fault.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's important for Memphis to have rest because Morant plays so much minutes. He takes so much of the offense. To give him 2 days off, no wonder Memphis has a great record with 2 days rest because I think it matters more getting a rest for Memphis doesn't have a great bench by any stretch of the imagination. So, they rely on basically their top 7, 8 guys, to be the guys for them. So to get 2 days rest like this, which is a rarity, the way the schedule in the NBA is so compact now, it's rare to get 2 days or more off after your previous game. And look at Memphis has got that tonight. So, and they've been very good in that kind of situation. Dutch, what do you think here? Grizzlies, Celtics.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our guy Billy Briz. I see you, my dude. Talk Sports, JT. I see you, my guy. Ron Crawford. I believe the spreadsheet play of the day is, or one of them is the Memphis Grizzlies. I see you, bro. Yeah, man. This game, fuck, man. This game is another one of those that I gotta just. It really kind of like I keep sparking up. It kind of takes away my high. I don't get this fucking game. I really don't. Yeah, you touched on it a little bit. Like, what am I not seeing here? I'm like, is Jalen playing? Is he not? The line movement, you're right. We don't really affect either way. But when it's moved 5 fucking points, man. 5.5 points. That's a lot of movement. What am I not seeing here? I think I might just sit back, and chill. I got action a little bit, but I mean, I might be leaving money here on the table with the Memphis Grizzlies. But both of these teams are bet on teams for me. So a lot of I mean, if it gets up there to 3, I might fuck around, but I don't know. This game just gives me that feeling like some fuckery in the mix. I don't see how you could bet Boston now. Obviously when they're +3 and almost favored by 3 now. Big shout out to our guy Turnsy. I see you, my dude. But yeah, it's an exotic backwood for me, man. It is. It really is. And I capped this game thinking Memphis, but this shit's a little too weird for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. 5.5 points got me scratching my head, and I'll just stay away instead of force something.
You know what? This total, now that Starchild mentions it, it's only 223, this total. I'm looking at Memphis. Here's the last 10 games: 228, 250, 244, 239, 243, 230, 242, 243, 226, and 223. And their last game was 223 against San Antonio. So that would be a push with this total. I mean, that's basically 9-0-1 for the Memphis Grizzlies in their last 10 games over a 223 total. So I might look at that as well. Even with Brown out. Brown's a lot of offense out for the Celtics. You do have to keep that in mind. But that's still a low total for a Memphis game. There's no denying that whatsoever. And they're 9-0-1 over a total of 223. They would be in their last 10 games.
Did you guys see it's Tatum's birthday?
It is, yep.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yep. So it could be prop night for Jason Tatum, especially Brown out. I mean, it certainly makes sense maybe to look at Tatum over points. There's no question. Who's going to be in line to get even more field goal attempts tonight without Jaylen Brown? Oh, yeah, Jason
I think
Tatum.
White gets off. I think White gets off, too.
That's
He
what I
found
was
his
thinking,
game
too,
a
yeah.
little bit last game. I think he nicked down a couple threes, and then he'll find a slow. He gets a lot more shots without Brown now.
Yep. All right, Sacramento, San Antonio. We got the Spurs 6.5-point home favorites, 242, 243. Betting markets are all over this one. These are two of the teams that play very little, if any, defense. It's been that way all year. I understand completely why with this total, which opened 237, has been bet up. Now the question is, have you lost too much value now? Has it gone too far? 243. Could this be a game where if you have 237, it goes over? If you have 243, maybe it lands on 241 or something. And if you bet it early, you win. If you bet it late, you lose. That's the one thing you do get concerned about. I mean, but boy, you should see a lot of points. You saw 235 in December with these two teams. You saw 253 in the game in San Antonio between the Kings and the Spurs back in November. 253 total points. Sacramento, they gave up 125 to the Pelicans in their last game. They haven't played any defense. The Spurs, same thing. 153, 133, 118 allowed in their last 3 games. They've trended over at a 7-3 clip their last 10 games. Certainly, I like the over. I didn't get the best number. I got it when it was 241. And I said, even after 4 points, I'm going to jump in. But now it's 242, 243. Either way, over or nothing for me in this game. It's the only bet I'm interested in. Wham, what do you think here? Kings, Spurs.
Yeah, I like a lot on this game. I like Duggan McBuckets, which is Doug McDermott for the San Antonio Spurs to go over 2.5 3-point makes. He's hit that 5 out of the last 7 times. You get that at plus 176. I believe at FanDuel. Offshore is being scandalous with it, man, minus 143. So when you see the difference, y'all got FanDuel, you better hop on that one. I will also say this is an official play for me. It's going to be the Harrison Barnes over 16.5 points at minus 106. That one right there, I just think that for him, it's going to be a high total. Like you mentioned, Babano, who's going to be the consistent scorer? It's going to be him. Over the last 10 games, he's averaging 19 points. And this over 16.5 points has hit 10 out of the last 13 games. So I believe he's going to be one of those guys for him. I would go back to the world with Keldon Johnson. Is moving a little bit, though. So I did look at that. I did look at Vasil. Over 1.5 3-point makes is too juice, so I didn't take that. But those bets I wouldn't talk you off of for sure. Other than that, I think the side in this game is kind of tricky, of course. As much as we want to go ahead and jump on the Sacramento Kings for not playing any defense, they still scoring a lot of points. So, this other team is not going to be playing any defense either. So I could kind of make a case for either team. So I'm going to stay away from that and just focus in on the props. Best bet in this game for me is going to be Harrison Barnes, though.
Yeah, this to me is honestly two teams I don't trust defensively. Just take the points. And not that I'm running to bet Sacramento, but, I don't lay points with teams that aren't playing a lick of defense, and that's San Antonio right now. So if I had to, I'd take Sacramento, but I'm not going to. Dutch, what do you think?
Yeah, big shout out to our guy Mark Nick. I see you, my dude. Bang bang in the house. Yeah, man. This game, Sacramento Kings game, right? Yeah, Sacramento. Yeah, I like tequila. I like tequila and churros, if anything. And I fuck with Dante Murray, man. That's my guy. But I'm not laying 6.5. So back with this motherfucker, man.
Backwood for Dutch here with Sacramento and San Antonio. All right, Golden State, Dallas. Dallas now 2-point home favorites, 220 the total in this game. Dallas is we've seen a change of favorites here. We saw Golden State open the favorite, and now Dallas favored by 2 at home in this game. Revenge spot for Golden State because they actually just played Dallas a few days ago, February 27th. They lost 107-101 at home at New Oracle in San Francisco. Then they went on the road and they lost to the Timberwolves on Tuesday night, 129-1. They're just not playing really good at the moment, Golden State. They got 2 wins in their last 8 games, 2-6 straight up their last 8 games. And the 2 wins were the Lakers and the Blazers, sisters of the poor in the NBA right there. It's just not been good, unfortunately, for the Warriors' recent games, struggling at both ends of the floor. Klay Thompson, will he play tonight? Yeah, it looks like he will. He's had an illness here that's caused him to miss the last 2 games. So that's significant for Golden State to have Klay. The Splash Brothers will be intact tonight. Damian Lee's a game-time decision. Of course, Draymond is still out for the Warriors. Dallas, of course, coming off the game against the Lakers, where really they were coasting in that game. They were cruising. They fell asleep in the third quarter, let the Lakers get back in it. But Dallas ended up rallying to get the win and the push, -5, and they won by 5, 109-104. We'll see how they play this one, but I don't know. Golden State, this is not a game I'm going to probably be involved in. It is revenge for Golden State. They will have Klay back. It should help them, but they still haven't beaten anybody good lately. And we got to see if maybe, just because Klay's coming back, is that timing and that rhythm going to be there for the Warriors? That's a big question. I do like how it sets up situationally for Golden State. I do. Revenge spot. They're going to have Klay Thompson. That's going to help. And I think they got the chance to win this game. But current form, Dallas is definitely the team in much better form at the moment. So back and forth I go. I'm staying off it. Backwood for me. Good game, though. Looking forward to it. Wham, what do you think here? Dallas hosting Golden State.
Back and forth I go as well, bro. I mean, it's just tough to think of the back end this Golden State Warriors team after just the performance we've been seeing them for, about a month now, man. This team is just so fucking terrible at times. And you're seeing Steph Curry just continue to, slump in the regular season, not an all-star game, in the regular season. He's not looking like he is himself. And his 3-point total is dropping, bro. It drops. It was at like 6 to 7 at its peak this year. It's already down to like 3.5, like a normal fucking 3-point shooter. Like, it's just not really godly of the 3-point leader there for him to be in this position here. But I guess you could be saying something right about about Clay coming back. I just don't think that they're going to be doing it. I will say this, though. Dallas was playing really good defense for the three over the last 5 games. They slumped to the 18th three-point percentage that they're allowing to opponents. So they really slumped really much bad there. But I do like Spencer Dinwiddie on this team. I kind of would lean just towards them based off of the acquisition that they made. Bertans found the way to shoot again. He could fucking make shots again, not like he was in the Wizards. So I would say the Dallas Mavericks probably are good to play. But again, this is not a bet I made, but I am leaning towards the -2 with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah. Usually if it's situationals that are very strong for Golden State, which they are, versus current form and just who's playing better right now, I'm going to lean more toward the team that's playing better, in spite maybe of a negative situation, which might be for Dallas, but they're the better team right now. So I'd lean Dallas. I mean, I do want to throw out something. It is a big game. I'd take Dallas before Golden State, but not sure I'll lay it. What do you think here, Dutch? Warriors, Mavericks?
Yeah, man. I can't lie, man. Y'all need to stop bullshitting and just go ahead and pass me that shit. I'm gonna hit it once. Maybe I'm gonna fuck around and hit it 2 times. Double down on this motherfucker right here. Hey, Dallas is the play. Don't fuck around. I mean, y'all said it all, everything, and then you kind of go back, but really, Warriors ain't it, bro. It really ain't. And motherfucker Klay Thompson's hobbled ass ain't gonna come in there 70% and save the fucking day. Might get you 18 to 20. You know, I still don't believe he's where he's at defensively and especially offensively. He will be able to spread the court a little bit better. I do believe he's gonna be a better shooter than motherfucking Peyton out there or Moody. I mean, these two guys are in the starting lineup. We touched on it. The eye test isn't there. The roster is super light right now. I mean, I just don't see it. They need Draymond and they need Draymond back quick. They're 0-5 ATS last 5 versus a winning team. So they cannot beat a fucking winning team against the number. They're 1-8 ATS last 1-8-1, last 10 against the number. 0-6 ATS last 6 on 1 day's rest. And Dallas has had their way with them. They're 2-5 ATS last 7 in Dallas. 3-10 last 13 ATS versus the motherfucking Dallas Mavericks. No thinking, no leaning, no back and forth. Hit this motherfucker. It's a clean, exotic in a plane. Take flight and let's go to the motherfucking moon, fellas. Dallas Mavericks, easy motherfucking money. They will smash these boys. Luka the Don, he's gonna be out there in the 4th quarter, and there's good money there. That's business, right? That's big business at the end. Luka will take Steph to the hole. Whoever they want to put on them. Jalen Brunson will go to the hole, and then my man Wham Bam touched on Dinwiddie off the bench. They got 3 guys that they have absolutely nothing for. They can't protect the paint. They'll go to the hole at will. I guarantee they'll have an extreme amount of points in the paint tonight, and Luka will lead these boys to an easy victory.
Yeah, it was a better night for Steph, 34 points against Minnesota, but it wasn't efficient necessarily. Did a lot of shots to get to that 34 points for Curry in that game. So it was better, but is he still, like you would expect 34 points, he wouldn't need that many field goal attempts to get to that. But tells you he's getting a little bit better, but he's not fully back yet from this little slump that he's been in shooting the basketball. All right, final game, Battle of it seems like these fuckers play each other every day or every week here. What the hell? Again, with the Lakers against the Clippers. We got the Clippers 2.5 3-point home favorites, 220.5 the total in this game. And just like every recent meeting between the Lakers and the Clippers, which has ended with a Clipper victory to the tune of 6 straight head-to-head wins for the Clippers over the Lakers, 6-0 straight up, 6-0 against the spread. You know what I'm doing. I'm taking the Clippers here in this one. I'm actually going to go money line here, -140. Is available on the money line. I'll pay up, and rather than the 2.5 or 3, I'm going to go with the -140 here on the money line for the LA Clippers. It's just Lakers actually gave it a little effort for 1 quarter the other night against Dallas, and then Dallas, the better team, just shut them down, took over in the 4th quarter, and Dallas kind of fell asleep, I think, at halftime with a big lead. They were already thinking of the night that was going to happen after the game in LA. I think that night against the Lakers. But tonight, you got the Clippers. And look, the Clippers are flawed, definitely. They're not a perfect team by any stretch of the imagination. They're still without a couple key pieces. Norm Powell and Paul George are still out. But that hasn't mattered lately against the Lakers. They've still been able to beat the Lakers without these guys. And look, they've actually been a great point spread team lately, the LA Clippers. 6-1 ATS their last 7 games. They swept the Rockets back-to-back. Beat the Lakers just a week ago, 105-102. Crushed Houston, hung tough against the Suns, beat Golden State, beat Dallas in a very big upset on the road. So I still like what I'm seeing. We got a nice little starting five that's playing well enough in the absence of George and Powell with Reggie, Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, and of course Ivica Zubats for the LA Clippers. Lakers, you know what they do usually, coming off a big national TV game where actually they fought hard for a quarter. A lot of times they just fall flat next time out. It's been just a repeated pattern for the Lakers. So very simple. Just give me the Clippers here to win the game. Clippers money line minus 140 for me. Wham, Clippers, Lakers.
Yeah, man, I'm not about to sit up in here and tell y'all to take the fucking Lakers. That's for sure. I'm not about to do that. So if y'all looking for that, it ain't happening today. So I just wanted to let y'all know, give y'all this disclaimer. But we will keep bringing up our guy Zubac. We cashed the double-double last time, plus 150. Good money right there against the Rockets. This is another team that's bottom 5 in rebounding, man, the Lakers. He didn't play against the Lakers last game, so that's why he wasn't out there. I think he gets the double-double again tonight. I do wish they give us the Dwight Howard news. Like, let Dwight Howard start. Let's get his double-double because his shit is looking like automatic when he's out there. But I'm going to just stick to the guns, man. Zubac, double-double, plus 170. Go ahead, take that shit to the bank, man. He hit it last game. Hit it 3 out of the last 4 games. So let's keep going, bro.
No doubt, Zubac's double-double has been a good bet lately when it comes to player props involving him. Dutch, Clippers, Lakers.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Woodworker, Jacqueline Martin. I see you, girl. Yeah, we got 330 motherfuckers in here. We ain't even hit the Mando yet. Come on now. Run that motherfucking like button up. Smash that bitch. Like, we've been smashing these motherfuckers over the head. If you've been telling, each and every one of us have been running the motherfucking counts up. So let's go. Show some love. The first step of getting the motherfucking bag is hitting the like button. You already know. If you don't hit the like button, you ain't getting the motherfucking bag. That's simple. But yeah, this game, man, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I got to go. So hit the motherfucking backward button as well, Big Show. Yeah, man.
There you go, backwood. I can tell Dutch probably would only look Clippers, but yeah, not interested here with the Lakers and the Clippers tonight. Yeah, it's just, it's like one of those blackjack games when I say it keeps coming up, black 6 times like it has Clippers 6 straight wins against the Lakers. How do you bet the other side? You just don't want to. So yeah, Clippers money line minus 140. We'll see if they can continue to own the LA Lakers and dominate them. And dominate them in the regular season. The Clippers still won't do anything in the playoffs probably, but that's the one thing the Lakers fan will always get to laugh at the Clipper fan about is that you guys just never do shit in the playoffs. So yeah, you can have your fun now. You can beat us now in the regular season 6 straight like this. Yeah, in the playoffs, you still won't do a damn thing. That's probably what we'll get with the Clippers once the playoffs begin. But great stuff. 334 live viewers right now on YouTube. Hit the like button. Make sure you do that. Let's get that like count up. We appreciate it very much. Thanks to everyone for joining us on another edition of the NBA Pub Up. Great stuff with Wham and with Dutch. We'll come right back. We got best bet. Look, best bets were great yesterday. Great Wednesday with best bets. We'll see if we can bring you an encore with best bets and with Dutch's freshest look coming right up. Southtown 101 when you're in San Antonio, Texas, where we'll be at the end of the month. Stop in, great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101, Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase, Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product, 20% off with promo code PubSports. And MyBookie.ag, again, NBA, college basketball, March Madness, NHL, UFC, and plenty more. You get it at MyBookie.ag. Sign up for an account and start betting there. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports, and the Pub Rub too for $25 or $14.99 each. Check that out, pubsportsradio.com. All right, best bets, freshest look to wrap things up on this Thursday. Dutch, We'll start with you. It was easy peasy with the Pelicanos. Another freshest look for Thursday. What do you got?
Muted.
Man. Freshest look, my fault, man. Freshest look, we're going to motherfucking Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I'm going with my top motherfucking gun, Luka the Don and the boys. Yeah, man. Hey, them Warriors can come out and play, but it will not go their way. Load up on the Mavericks -2. That's good motherfucking money.
There it is. Dallas Mavericks -2 against Golden State. No revenge. Revenge will not happen for the Golden State Warriors, says Dutch, liking the Mavs to beat them again for the second time in a week. Dallas -2 against Golden State. Freshest look for Dutch. All right, Wham, best bet.
Yeah, man, I'm going a little early to San Antonio, where we will be hearing my guy Babano Bars. But today we're going to take Harrison Barnes over 16.5 points. That's good motherfucking money, baby.
There we go. It's not bad. Barnes. Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good. There we go. That's not bad. A for effort there for Wham. All right, Wham's best bet there it was. All right, my best bet, I'm going to go final game we talked about. Clippers -140 against the Lakers. I'm going to go with that. I think it's actually a letdown spot too for the Lakers. They actually thought they were going to maybe upset Dallas, and they had the lead in the fourth quarter. They let it slip away, and actually I could see them going back to their usual. I could see this looking a lot more like the New Orleans game for the Lakers tonight than the Dallas game the other night, where it's just, they're awful, and they end up getting blown out by double digits. But all I need is the Clippers to win the game. To me, that's not a whole lot to ask. They've beaten the Lakers 6 straight times. LA Clippers -140 against the LA Lakers for my best bet for this Thursday NBA Pub Hub show. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us. Hit that like button. We appreciate it very much. On the way out, we got college basketball net profit next up on the channel, Pub Sports Radio, with Maxwell Smart and Connor Mack. So make sure you stay tuned for that. For Dutch Boy Fresh and Trot Wham, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Thursday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll talk to you again tomorrow on Friday for the final show of the week, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Friday NBA Pub Hub tomorrow. Make sure you join us for that right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man, you know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Yo, salute to my guy, Doc, and all the real ones out there. And Mr. Win, the 199 don't know, this is for you, my guy, especially. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, but stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.